State, let's go. Hail State, welcome, baby. Let's go. Hail State. Man, I tell y'all what, man, this past Saturday was amazing. Man, Mississippi State pulled off the upset versus Texas A&M. All of you Texas A&M fans doubted us. All you other SEC fans doubted us. What happened now? What are you saying now? We just whooped Texas A&M and Arkansas's next, baby. Let's go. So, if you're new to this channel, baby, we about to get it going. Baby. We got it going, man. We just started in July. We continue to grow. We got over 25,000 views already on this channel, guys. What's up with that? Now, before I continue, I want you to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button, okay? I want you to subscribe me and click those notifications because that lets you know whenever I pop a video. Early today, I hit on that fire truck today, guys, but now I'm about to pop this video open. First of all, I'm going to let y'all know the top 16 undefeated teams, guys. Last week, we had 21 undefeated teams. This week, we got 16 undefeated teams. There were 5 undefeated teams that lost. Kentucky, North Carolina State, Florida State, Minnesota, and Washington. All of those 5 teams lost already, and so they're not undefeated anymore. Everybody knew that Kentucky, North Carolina State, Florida State, Minnesota, and Washington luck was going to run out, especially Florida State. Florida State overachieved, Washington overachieved, Kentucky overachieved so far, and Minnesota. The only team I would think that did not overachieve was North Carolina State. Of course, they played Clemson. And this is going to surprise you guys where I'm going to rank Clemson this week. First of all, let me go over the top 25 list. As you know, the AP poll for top 25 come out every week. So, of course, Alabama's 1. Surprisingly, Georgia is still at 2 for some reason. I don't know why they got Georgia at number 2. They got Ohio State so low at 3. I really think Ohio State should be 1 or 2 for sure. Michigan number 4. I don't know why they so high up. Clemson is number 5. I'm going to get to that real soon. USC is number 6. Oklahoma State number 7. Tennessee is number 8. Number 9 is Ole Miss. Number 10 is Penn State. Number 11 is Utah. Number 12, Oregon. What's up with these ads, man? I hate YouTube ads. But anyway, number 12 is Oregon. Number 13, Kentucky. Number 14, North Carolina State. Oh, that's my beat right there. I did that myself. I did this beat right here, guys. Oh, let me keep going. All right, number 15, Wake Forest. 16, BYU. 17, TCU. 18, UCLA. 19, Kansas. 20, Kansas State. 21 is Washington. 22, Syracuse. 23, Hail State, baby. What y'all say? Hold up, what you say?
Hail State! Woo! Hail State! Woo!
One more time.
Hail State!
Oh my God, man! I tell you, I had a good time at the game. All right, let me continue. We got Mississippi State, guys. We ranked in number 23 in the country right now. We're the first time ranked for the first time. Okay, we're ranked for the first time this season, guys. We are here. Number 24 in Cincinnati and number 25 LSU. Those are the top 25 rankings for this week. Now, let me go in and rank the top 16 undefeated teams. In my opinion, this is my opinion. The top 3 teams, right? Well, you got 4 teams that are really, really elite. In my opinion, excuse me. I think there are 4 teams that are undefeated, that are really elite, that separate themselves from the other teams. There's Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, and Georgia. I think those 4 teams separate themselves from the pack. But hey, anything can happen in football. But number 1 is Alabama. Of course, they beat Texas and they beat Arkansas. That's pretty good, man. That's tough right there to beat those 2 teams that remain undefeated. Their next team they play is Texas A&M. And Texas A&M, they did beat Alabama last year, so be on the lookout for this game. My winner for this game will be Alabama. Now that I did number 1, let me go down to number 16. I want to go down from 16 to 1, okay? Number 16, Coastal Carolina. Everyone know they beat Georgia Southern. That's the best team they beat so far in this year, and they are still undefeated. Next, they have to go to University of Louisiana at Monroe, and I do think Coastal Carolina will remain undefeated. I think Coastal Carolina can remain undefeated all the way until they play James Madison, who is next at 15. And James Madison, those of you know that Appalachian State beat A&M, Texas A&M. But guess what? James Madison beat Appalachian State. And their next game is against Arkansas State. And I do have James Madison win that game. Like I said, I think when James Madison and Coastal Carolina play, that's going to be a big Sun Belt battle. That's going to be the fight to see who's the best Sun Belt team in the nation, okay? Now, number 14, Syracuse. I am so shocked and I'm very surprised at Syracuse. Syracuse has been one of the most surprising teams this season so far, all the way to week 6. Syracuse has beat teams like Purdue and Louisville, okay? They have a bye week this week before they play North Carolina State, of course, and they would definitely lose to North Carolina State. There's no ifs and buts about it. I have North Carolina State smashing these boys, okay? So I don't know if Syracuse is going to continue to be undefeated after next week. Number 13, I have Kansas. As you know, Kansas is another surprising team. You know, one of the blue bloods in basketball. Kansas, they are undefeated as well. They are 5-0, guys. Kansas is 5-0. They beat Iowa State and another team like Houston. Their next team they play is TCU, and TCU is favored by 7 points, guys. So, of course, I have TCU favored in this game. And I have TCU winning this game versus Kansas. I think Kansas' luck will run out. At number 12, I have UCLA. Another surprising team. I got, man, Les Miles, man. Les Miles is a good coach. Okay, I don't know what happened with the LSU situation, but I think Les Miles is a great coach. He's turning UCLA around. They are 4 or 5-0 or something, and they just beat Washington. And everybody know Washington is that team that beat Michigan State. Michigan State was that team that was in the top 10 this year. So, I mean, that's what you got now. I do have them losing to Utah. Of course, Utah fans will be happy to get back at this game. They are already in the top 11. They at number 11, and I think Utah will beat UCLA this weekend. So I don't think UCLA will continue to be undefeated anymore. Now, at number 11, TCU did beat Oklahoma. That is really good. That's why I have TCU over teams like UCLA, Kansas, and Syracuse, because I think that Oklahoma win is bigger than all those other wins that these other teams had. TCU faced Kansas, and yes, I have TCU winning. Now, at number 10, I have Penn State. I think Penn State is very impressive this year. They impressed me the way I know that Auburn's trash, guys. I know that Auburn's trash, but it's the way they beat Auburn. They beat Auburn like you're supposed to beat trash teams. You know, they just dominated Auburn. And that's why I have Penn State as the 10th best overall undefeated team in the nation. And they also beat teams like Purdue. And everyone knows Purdue had a big upset against Minnesota this past week. And Minnesota was undefeated as well. So, I mean, Penn State has some pretty good wins. They have a bye week before they play Michigan, the big blue team. So, I think they would not be undefeated anymore once they play Michigan. I think Michigan is a top 7 team in the nation. Okay. Number 9, USC. Their best team they beat was Oregon State and Stanford. I mean, USC really haven't played anybody yet, but they doing what they supposed to be doing. I mean, they beat them, you know, and they beat them pretty easily. Besides Oregon State, that Oregon State game, they went to Oregon State, and like I told you guys on that video, on that Pac-12 video, I did say on that Pac-12 video, you can go back and look at it on my playlist. I did say that it's hard to beat Oregon State at home, and USC did that. Okay, they did it. Okay, their next game is against Washington State this week, and that will be a good game because both of these teams are good. Washington State used to be one of those undefeated teams. Next, at number 8, I have an underrated Oklahoma State team. I think they are very underrated because they lost their defensive coordinator. They lost a few pieces this year on offense, but I do think that they are the 8th best undefeated team in the country right now. They are undefeated. They doing what they're supposed to. They also beat Baylor. That was a big win, beating Baylor. Their next game is against Texas Tech. And yes, I do have Oklahoma State winning this game. Next, at number 7, I have Michigan, the Big Blue. Their best wins was versus Iowa and Maryland. Surprisingly, Iowa was not such an impressive win this year. Now, if they would have beat, Iowa last year team was very good. Iowa this year team is not that good. It's hard for them to score the football. And Maryland they're pretty good, but they're not there yet, if that makes sense. They're not as good as they can be. I think their ceiling is higher for Maryland. I think they can get better. They got Copeland, the kid out of Florida. He's really good. Their next game is versus Indiana. They go to Indiana, and I do have Michigan winning this game. Ole Miss. I have Ole Miss, the number 6 best undefeated team in the country. Guys, that win versus Kentucky, that is their best win so by far. Before that Kentucky game, they played a bunch of cupcakes, okay? I mean, they played some terrible, sorry teams like Georgia Tech and stuff like that. But they did what they supposed to do. They did beat Kentucky. Their next game, they go to Vandy. And I do have Ole Miss winning this game. So by week 7, Ole Miss will remain undefeated. Now, this is where we start to get interesting right here from the top 5. I got Tennessee, Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State, and Alabama. At number 5, Tennessee is at number 5. Now, they have some big wins. They got Pitt. They beat Pitt. And they beat Florida. Those were all ranked teams when they beat them. Okay, so I don't care what you say about Tennessee. And Tennessee also has one of the best offenses in the country right now. And they have a Heisman candidate quarterback. Okay, Hendon Hooker is a beast. Okay, I'm gonna let you know right now. When I watch that Florida game, you guys know I like Florida. Y'all see the shirt right there, man. You know I like Florida. If it ain't Jackson State, if it ain't Mississippi State, if it ain't Florida, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing to me, okay? But anyway, like I said, Tennessee is really good, and they have a game against LSU, and it's at LSU at Death Valley. So that's gonna be a tough game. I know LSU fans are looking forward to this game. I know it's hard to play in Death Valley. Death Valley is probably in my opinion, Death Valley is the top 2 places to play at nighttime. At nighttime. Now, if it's daytime, you have a shot. But if I'm not mistaken, I think this game is a little bit at night, and this is a tough game. But I have Tennessee winning this game. LSU won the last 5 meetings versus Tennessee, okay? LSU won the last 5 meetings, I know that. But, guys, this Tennessee team is different from the past, man. This is the most talented Tennessee team I have seen since they was reigning for the SEC championship game, back in the early 2000s. They are really good this year. At number 4, I have Georgia. But outside the Oregon game, Georgia has not been the South Carolina game. Outside of the Oregon and South Carolina game, Georgia has looked very mediocre. I mean, they are not that good to me. I think they can be beat by Florida, Tennessee, and Kentucky, in my opinion. They can, if they don't make mistakes, they can beat Georgia. But will that happen? I don't know. I think that those teams will make mistakes. Florida make mistakes all the time. Kentucky, they make mistakes. Tennessee will probably be their best competition. I think Tennessee will probably give Georgia their best bang for their buck. But their Georgia next game is versus Auburn. Auburn is trash this year once again, and I do have Georgia beating Auburn badly. Number 3. This is why I'm gonna surprise you guys with. At number 3, I have the Clemson Tigers. Guys, let me tell you right now. Clemson has beat Wake Forest, North Carolina State. Those are very high teams. Wake Forest played in the ACC championship game last year. They are a very good team. Sam Hartman is a great quarterback. Okay, he would definitely get drafted. Those are 2 very good ranked teams. North Carolina State, if you saw my North Carolina State video, I had North Carolina State only losing 1 or 2 games in the regular season. They beat a really good team, and Clemson did what they supposed to do. Their next game is versus Boston College, and yes, I have Clemson remaining undefeated. Now at number 2, guys, if y'all see my Ohio State video, I had Ohio State going 12-0. Okay, Ohio State is one of the most talented offensive teams I have seen in a long time. Maybe since that Alabama championship team and that LSU championship team recent years ago. But they beat Notre Dame and Wisconsin. I know Notre Dame has struggled this year, and I know Wisconsin struggled. But, at the time, both of those teams was, pretty high in the rankings. Their next game is at Michigan State. Of course, I would have them beat Michigan State. I don't think Michigan State, that little running stuff and all they do, that little boring offense they have, would not work against Ohio State. I think Ohio State would beat them pretty easily. Now, at number 1, I have the University of Alabama. I have Alabama as the number 1 undefeated team in the country, guys. Okay? Their next game is versus Texas A&M. And who beat Texas A&M? Hail State, baby! Hail State. And yes, I have Bama beating them boys, okay? So, guys, I also want to talk about some other games. Here's some more games you want to know about. Tomorrow, Nebraska plays Rutgers. Houston plays Memphis. Colorado State. Never mind, they trash. But anyway, Texas and Oklahoma. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a must-see game. That is the Red River rivalry. Everybody knows about that in Texas or Oklahoma. That is one of the biggest rivalry in all of college football. You only got so many big rivalries like this. You got Florida State and Florida. You got You got Florida and Georgia. You got Alabama and Auburn. You got USC and Notre Dame. You got Ohio State and Michigan. And now you have Texas and Oklahoma. This, my friends, will be a must-see watch. This is on ABC at 11 a.m. This is an early game. And, guys, y'all already know we're going to have it, baby. Let's go, baby! Y'all already know, baby. We got Arkansas. We got Arkansas coming to Davis-Wade Stadium. They going down, too. If we beat A&M and A&M beat Arkansas, think about it, guys. We have a great chance, man. It is hard to beat us at home and start Vegas, baby. It is hard to beat us, man. I'm going to let y'all know right now. Arkansas is going down. Okay, we going to shock the world this year. Like I told y'all, I had State winning 9 games. I'm still banking on that. We might even win 10 games, man. This might be another 10-game win season right here. Now, another game I want to look at is Missouri and Florida. This game is at Florida at 11 a.m. That is another interesting game. Another game you guys might not know about is North Carolina versus Miami, 3 p.m. on ESPN2. South Carolina at Kentucky, 6:30 at SEC Network. BYU and Notre Dame, 6:30 on NBC. Kansas State and Iowa State. Guys, Iowa State won the last 2 meetings, and everybody know that Kansas State is pretty good this year, and they beat Oklahoma. This game is at Iowa State, and like I told you guys about Oregon State, it's hard to beat Oregon State at home. It is also hard to beat Iowa State at home. Okay, so, and this is another game right here. This is definitely a game I will see. I don't know why this game is not on ESPN or ABC or NBC. That's Florida State, North Carolina State. Guys, this game is on ACC Network. And I don't know why Florida State and North Carolina State is not, posted in a bigger TV channel. Because, I mean, this is a great game, man. Florida State has a chance to beat North Carolina State. What I've seen from Florida State, what they did with LSU, they have a chance, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. They have a chance. I mean, this game is must see. I know North Carolina State won the last 2 meetings, but guys, Florida State is nice this year, man. And they did lose to Wake Forest and everything, but Wake Forest is good. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think Wake Forest only lost to Clemson. So I mean, and you know how I feel about Clemson. I mean, guys, this is a great game, and this game should definitely be watched. Okay, guys. I really do think that there will be about 3 teams that will not be undefeated anymore. That's Kansas. Well, I think Kansas and UCLA, only 2 teams that would not be undefeated anymore. So next week, I think you'll only have 13 teams that would not be undefeated anymore. You have Kansas and UCLA, guys. Guys, let me know what you guys think. Was I right about something? Was I wrong about something? Who are your team? Will your team beat my team? What do you look forward to? Oh yeah, guys, I'm gonna tell you right now. The top 3 Heisman votes right now, in my opinion, is I'm telling you right now. C.J. Stroud from Ohio State. That's the Ohio State quarterback. Bryce Young, the quarterback from Alabama, and Caleb Williams from USC. Guys, those are definitely, they have to be the top 3 Heisman candidates. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if Tennessee quarterback Hendon Hooker, if he just so happened beat Georgia and they have a big run in the SEC East, he will be a Heisman candidate. He would probably knock somebody out of the top 3. I don't know who he would knock out the top 3, but Hendon Hooker is the real deal, man. Will Levis is okay. I don't know why they ranking Will Levis so high in the draft, but guys, I like Hendon Hooker a lot. I'm gonna tell you right now, if Hendon Hooker was the quarterback at Florida, I think, man, that Florida would be a very dangerous team. I like Anthony Richardson, but guys, Anthony Richardson, man, he can't read the field for nothing to save his life. He can run the ball, and that's what beat Utah. When they played Utah the first game of the season, him running the ball was very effective. But as far as throwing the ball, throwing it to where it needs to go, taking what the defense giving you, he's not that effective. So, guys, like I said, man, let me know what you guys think. And, by the way, Will Rogers is the most underrated quarterback in college football. Will Rogers is the most underrated quarterback in college football. Let's go, baby!